Hello! Hi, fellow old farts. How are you? I'm kind of a little bit untogether today, but we're going to make this a lot of fun. Let me switch over here to the chat. Thanks there's a few of you here already, and I'm glad, and I have no clue how many are going to show up, but let's have a great time. If it's me and you, that's it. So today I have a guest, Lance Cadena, and he's in the northwest of the United States here I think outside of the Seattle area, and we're going to talk to him in just a few minutes. Also, I've been asked a few times I just recently got my drone license in the EU. This is a EU drone license here. I'm not blocking anything out there. I don't care. It was not real difficult, but it was difficult to find how to do it. And it was more difficult than the trust test, but it was less difficult than the 107 or even the 107 recurring. I have done both of those. And but it was interesting. And you know, when we get into it, I'll tell you, you know, there's a readjusted to meters because everything is, of course, in meters there, and all of the regulations are a little bit different than what the U.S. regulations are. So anyway, I know Lance is with us for a very limited amount of time here. So and I'm going to bring him in here fairly right now. And let's say hello to Lance. There he is.
Hey, Bob. How are you doing?
I'm great, Lance. Say hello to everybody. I don't know. I'm not looking at the stream at the immediate moment, but I don't know exactly how many people we got. But we have a few I can see quite a few in the chat here. Awesome. Yep. I got connected with you on the Coast to Coast show on drone therapy there with Bill at one point in time. You live in the Northwest, is that right?
That is correct. I live just south of Bob. I live in a little town that's not little. It's about 80,000 people. Federal Way, which is just south of Seattle. Yes.
Okay.
I work
go ahead.
Oh, and then I work in Tacoma, which is even a little further south than Seattle or than Federal Way. So,
do you mind talking about your work at the moment?
Yeah. So I am a high school photography teacher. I teach broadcasting and video as well. A little bit of graphic design, which I know you do. So, you know, I'd love to have you come in and talk to my kids virtually, of course. That'd be kind of cool. And
I'd like to fly up there, you know.
yeah. Jump on your drone, right? Yeah.
No problem.
And then I also have a couple other classes that I teach, and love it. In fact, I'm in my studio now. See the green room behind me?
We can see the green screen there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's huge. I mean, I've got a nice big.
Oh, nice.
That you know, the kids come in and they do the news. I had a pretty famous broadcaster come and talk to my kids, and they loved it. Mimi Jung, who is a newscaster in the Seattle area, came down and talked recently with my kids. But yeah, the kids really get it. Yeah, it's kind of nice that you teach something the kids like to come, and sit in your class, as opposed to, I don't know, man, math or science or English. That's a tough gig.
Yeah, no, sitting through, English literature and history was like a bore. Photography
Yes.
class and is, shooting video. That's fun stuff. That's, I think that's how my career came about, is that I just had fun. I guess kept enjoying this. And I think that's the secret to everybody's career here, is to find something you really enjoy doing and do that,
Yes, exactly. And being an old fart, if you remember back when we were in high school, we didn't have camcorders, and I took a media class from my teacher, and I love this guy, but we didn't have anything. We read out of a book, which was still interesting to me. And that's kind of where I started. But yeah, you didn't have the actual cameras you could play with until later. I think maybe my senior year we may have gotten those big old camcorders, but you just didn't have anything to play with.
Good. Well, I want to say, I see that technology has evolved, and I'm so happy to see that students in high school. This is a high school you're teaching, is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes. I mean, getting this, education. I've gotten to speak a couple high school classes in my career here, and I taught for 18 years as an adjunct at the what it was originally a community college here in Nevada. It was called the Community College of Southern Nevada, and now it's called the College of Southern Nevada, because they now have some 4-year degree programs, and they have a fabulous nursing program that people from all over the world come to this college for their nursing program and dental hygiene program. But they had a great graphic art program and a great CAD CAM program there also. They actually, the studio at the community college was much better, and the education facility for graphic design was much better at the community college than it was at UNLV. So it was really I loved every minute of that, and it led to a variety of other things in my life that I was really happy to see happen. So education has been very, very good to me.
Yes, isn't that the truth? And that's a great, you hit your passion and you go from there, right? That's the thing. I get to go to work and play every day. That's kind of what I tell my kids.
Exactly.
I don't. It's not a chore yet. I'm not regretting it yet. So
when you stop having fun, it's time to find something else to do.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, good. So I understand that you're going to go to Italy soon. Is that right?
So
you just
yes. We went to Italy a few summers ago and loved it. And in my retirement years, which I'm getting closer, we want to retire and travel Italy even more, because we loved it so much. So yes, and that's kind of how you and I even got a little more acquainted. Was I had heard that you were going to travel to Italy, and you've gone before. You told me since our conversation, but I traveled pretty much the northern, from Rome north. I did go to Naples and did go to Pompeii, but that's about as far south. We want to hit the south side next. So, but yes, I want to get my license. So that's how you and I even further connected and chatted. So
yes, And I think what I want to do is, it's, I want to take maybe about 20, 30 minutes here and kind of talk about your drone career at the moment, or your drone hobby at the moment. By the way, are you a 107 pilot
So,
yet?
so yeah, that's an interesting story. So I'm a 107. I'm certified in 107. My director of my school district wanted me to teach drones to kids, and I thought, yes. And I said, but I need to be 107 certified to be able to do that. So they sent me off to. I had to give up my time, but they paid for the class
Yeah.
and get certified. So I took 80 hours of my own time in the summer, and Alaska Aerial is who I went through, and the guys from Alaska came down and taught like 20 of us, and then got certified. I started to teach a class the year that 2020, and then we shut down in March. So from February to March, I was teaching a drone class to our students. And then the pandemic hit, and it's really hard to teach it remotely. So we kind of changed course, and I haven't gone back and added that class yet. A couple of variables, because you have to be 16 to get your 107. And kids that like to take my class are the freshmen. They're only 14 years old, 15 years old, so they can't get their license until they're 16. And the 16-year-olds are the juniors and seniors, and they've already taken their electives. So I got to figure out a way to be able to teach those kids, those older kids, drones and get them certified. So that's still on my bucket list to get done before is teach, and get some kids certified in 107. So yes,
I think that's a great thing to do. I think that would be really great. I kind of had that thought that might be something that maybe old farts with drones could do. And we have this, like, I know we don't have a huge following here on YouTube yet, but we have 7,000, almost 7,500 members in the group. And most of these guys are retired, and a lot of them have gotten their 107, and they probably, all of them, live near a high school that could start some sort of drone club that they could work together with these kids to take the test. And
the kids loved the class. I mean, it was, but it's not an easy class, because if we would fly some drones, but if you think about it, weather theory, kind of boring, weather, METARs.
Read those meters, boy. And,
And so some of it's not super engaging, but the end result is, hey, you get your license. You can now get paid to do this. You can go find a real estate company and say, hey, I'm being a buddy of mine who teaches in another high school called me up and said, hey, we need our golf course. Can you fly over the 18 holes and we'll pay you to do that? I said, sure. Then he told me what golf course it was. The golf course sits on a above ground altitude of 0. So I had to apply to Drone Zone to get approval. And I was talking to my old farts up here, Bob and Angel. I don't know if you know Angel and Don.
Yeah, I know Angel. Yeah,
these guys, and we all kind of walked me through it to figure out how to do this. And I think we all thought, above ground level 0 is going to be really hard to get, because they just don't give those out. Well, I applied on the 13th of April. Yesterday, they gave me the approval to fly today, and today if I wanted to, but I wanted to do it prior to, the guys giving me the date of when they wanted to. I just want to see if I could get approval, and I did. So,
that's great to know. And that was. Tell us how you did that. Now, you went to Drone Zone.
I went to Drone Zone, and in fact, I watched the video, and I wish maybe I'll pull that up and send it to you. I don't have it handy. But I watched a video on how to
I'm
do that.
just thinking for the other guys here, maybe how you did that.
Yeah, and key words to put in to say, hey, they'll approve you if you say these certain things, in your little commentary when you type that in. But you have to put your latitude and longitude where you're going to fly from. You've got to put the day you're going to fly, your altitude, the reason, things like that. So it was pretty easy to do, especially, I watched this guy's video and I would pause it and I'd fill it out. Right?
Okay.
Pause it, fill, and
kind
of
give them your synopsis of your safety procedures?
So they, I basically said, hey, I'm gonna have a VOLS, guy watching me all the time. I'm going to, go through my checklist of procedures to make sure that my drone is safely fly in the area. And I also told him that I was aware of the airfield that was around, because it's an air base that's around the right around the golf course. I mean, it's like golf course, it's right next to it.
Wow, that's interesting. I think that so many of us are kind of scared when we run into a no-fly zone, and I know myself here. I'm in Las Vegas, and trying to fly down Las Vegas Boulevard is, you can't do that, but I have actually seen approvals. People have actually gotten approvals to do it. And I know another pilot here who has been documenting, they're building a new, as if we need it, another 18,000 seat arena that's in the shape of a sphere, directly like a block east of the Las Vegas Boulevard. And his job has been to document that, and that's in a total zero. And he's now flown there about 20 times now. So, and because, that was the project that he got, was to document the construction of this dome. So anyway, yeah. And he again, like you telling me, it's just not that difficult to get the permission. You follow the steps.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be real difficult. And talking to Angel and Bill and William, and we all kind of thought it's never going to happen. And I just went through the paperwork and right online, and it took me 15 minutes, maybe 20, to fill it out, just because I wanted to make sure that I was careful in doing what I needed to do. And I was happy.
Yeah, that's great. Well, listen,
and
let me show one of your.
Then I had to go to DJI Fly as well and get approval there. And that was a quick turnaround. That was probably within a minute.
That's pretty automated. Once once you understand that I have to click on this airport and I have to click here and I have to put in this, that's pretty automatic, I found. And then that shows up in your controller. The stumbling block that I had there was understanding what the flight controller serial number is different than the remote control serial number or the drone serial number. Is that the only way to find the flight control serial number is to open up the app, with the drone connected. So,
see, and I haven't done that yet. So that's the next step. And I need to, because there's so many menus, and I'm using a DJI Go 4 app. So I've got to, there's just, okay, what menu is it in? I don't want to burn up my battery, and I've got to fly, and I've only got 3 batteries, so it's always like, where does that live? Right. I mean, it down sometimes. So.
Well, good. So let me show one of your videos here. I've got your La Quinta. La Quinta,
yeah.
Okay. I've got that queued up here. Let's bring that up. So you want to tell us, I'm going to I've got the volume here, and I'm gonna have the volume turned down so you can narrate on top of this. And it's only a minute and 32 seconds, guys. So stick with us here, and let's see this. I was fascinated by it. Why am I not? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button.
So this was right up against the mountains, and this was right in the PGA West. So you drive in, and there's a little dirt road that I followed to the end of the area, and it took me right up against the mountain. So I'm basically 100 feet from where I'm flying right now. So I'm not very far away, and then I fly around the corner. But what I really wanted to get was the kind of the mountain in the background, kind of appearing in front of the mountains in the foreground to kind of get that vertigo effect. So once we whip around, you'll see that. But I'm kind of flying basically right over my body right now. Where
those are all sand traps. This is a golf course, yeah.
Yes, those are all sand traps. It's a golf course, and
see the flag.
Right behind me is a big field that looks like they're going to build another golf course. But I wanted to just capture the early morning sun, because in the evening that mountain is dark because the sun is behind that mountain. But in the morning time it lights up that entire mountain, which makes it much more appealing to video. And so I'm going down the holes and just gonna reveal, like I said, that is the part I really like, is seeing those smaller mountains in the background, just kind of revealing in the background, showing that kind of the vertigo of that effect. So yeah,
way cool. Hold on, I gotta turn off something here. So yeah, I just shot down a waterway here myself a few days ago and posted it. There we have it's called the Las Vegas Wash that runs. It looks like about the same size of that waterway that you just showed in that video. It looked like they had an alternate channel built, like a man-made channel that was running parallel with that. Is that right?
Yes, it was. Yep, exactly. Probably to water the golf course, I'm guessing, right? Keep the golf course green, right?
Yes, that's so important in our life, Yes. I'm not a golfer. I'm sorry I know a lot of you guys are golfers, and I tried once. I got 168, and I really didn't have a good time.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of my videos. I live on a golf course, and so you'll see a lot of my videos. I'll take it right up into my backyard, and I like to do some 360 shots with my drone just to show the area. Last night I took it up, great sunset, and so it's just kind of fun stuff like that. It's kind of cool.
This guy Jerry here says that he's been on that course.
On the course I just found. Good.
Yes, Jerry Bauer there.
All right, Jerry. Good. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't really recognized many of the guys here in the chat here. I'm, sorry, but I see Bill is here. Bill Thomas is here, and Jay Bird Drones.
My buddy
and Captain Ray Kelly. Hi, Ray Kelly. Thank you so much for being here. All right, Jerry Bauer again. Oh, Brant Ariels, Gary up in Canada. Hey, listen, those Canadians are kicking our ass here. I think the Golden Knights are done for this year. I hate to say that, but we let the Canucks beat us twice. What can I tell you? It's not good. Who else is here? Dewey. Hey, Dewey, UAV. How are you? Good. And Matt Bagwell. Matt, I just wrote you a message earlier today. Yep. Flyby guys. Hey, Stephen, thank you so much for being here. Someday, it would be my dying wish to be able to go on a drone show with Stephen Sutton. That would be my thrill of the lifetime, I don't know if has everybody seen his light shows? Unbelievable. Just the best I've ever seen, so thank you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm watching, see if I missed anybody here. Vladimir, hello, Ukrainian. Hey, we want the people of the Ukraine to have the freedom they deserve. That's my political statement for the day. And all right, and then Arizona Drone Dude, and of course Michael from Fly Zone Drones is here. He's been here from before I even turned on the camera here today. So thank you, guys. Thank you. So let's do another video. You got a choice here. You sent me about 5 videos.
How about the one that I break through the window?
Okay. Oh, this will be entertaining. This is flying through a high school and breaking a window. Okay, hold on here. Let me get my my gizmos working here. And day to night, Mini 2 breaks window. Okay. Now, is there sound on this or no?
There's probably just music, but if you want me to narrate, I can.
Yeah, it's only 35 seconds, folks.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know,
it's a lot of fun.
I'm teaching my kids how to edit video and how to create commercials, and the kids came up with a yearbook commercial, and this is kind of the yearbook commercial. So,
okay, here we go.
And they're not done with it yet, but still. This is the idea, is that at the very end, they're going to have a yearbook at the end. And wait for it.
That's an After Effects.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm teaching the kids Premiere, After Effects, how to edit, how to tell a story, how to create a commercial. You said it's 34 seconds. They've got to trim it to 30. Because I'm Super Bowl commercials are 30 seconds, and you pay $7 million, right? Well,
yeah.
Second commercial, you need a 30. So, just all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
They need to know if they're going to go out and do
it. That was good. No, that I've used that effect in After Effects before, and. So do you teach After Effects and Premiere?
Yep. At the Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop, Illustrator. So the kids dabble in all of that. Yes.
How about Final Cut? They don't have license for Final Cut?
So we had Macs up until about 3 months ago. And
really?
Is all PC. And I was one of the last Mac labs, and I was holding on tight. And they finally said, Lance, if you stay with Mac and they break, it's going to be 6 months before we come out and fix them. If you go PC, we can get there quicker. And I'm like,
we can get you another machine tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah, so I caved, and I have these now. So I don't have Final Cut. But
yeah, my last few years at the college here, I had to switch to Windows too myself. It was, not my home base, that's for sure. Yeah, as most of you know, I've been a Macintosh fanatic since I bought one in 1984.
I see that little guy back there.
That one's from 80. That's 86. That's a Mac Plus. There, that was my third Macintosh. There,
I started teaching in '83, and we had those in my in my classroom when I first started teaching. So
yeah, it works still, and there's a group out there that is, archiving and saving Macintosh software. Problem is finding 3.5-inch drives to write the software onto,
I did my master's, and I had to create a hyper card. Remember those
HyperCard stacks? Yeah,
I can't even use it now. I had to write a book, a thesis, and there was 5 of us, and I've got the book. I've got the 3.5-inch floppy with my HyperCard stuff, but I'll never be able to view it again. Oh well.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's so great. All right, so listen, you have another real shorty here, the day to night that I wanted to show, just because I thought the editing, and it's also very short, but the editing really impressed me. I have been editing with Final Cut Pro. Basically, well, I started in iMovie when iMovie came out, which is now over 20 years ago, is when Apple came out with iMovie. And I started there, and I went to Final Cut Express, and then I went to Final Cut Pro, and then I've been still with Final Cut Pro since then. So it's been a long process here, but I was really impressed with the smoothness of this edit, kind of thing. Let me bring that up here real quick here. I think this is my newness with using StreamYard, is that I don't know shortcuts to get to things that I already have like queued up and ready. Seems to be taking me much longer to do these kinds of, bring these things up. And I'm sure hoping that any of you that hang on, let me get that comment off the screen. Sorry I kept you on the screen, Jerry. I forgot that was there. Okay, so
West guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Waypoints to do this, and Waypoints is not perfect, so you have to match it a little bit in post. So I had to do that, and just to kind of give you a frame of reference here, is it doesn't match perfectly, but I really like Waypoints, and I use them. I'm using them more frequently now, but this is one of the first.
In Lychee? Which program are you using Waypoints in?
DJI 4.
4. Oh, okay. In 4. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and it's Waypoints 2.0.
Gotcha. Okay, that my entry, I have never used 4 before. I've only used Fly. So I'm at a disadvantage. No, that's why you have to use Lychee or Maven or Drone Deploy or one of these other ones to do Waypoints.
Yeah. So I use the DJI 4 Go app.
Okay. All right. So here we go. This 32 seconds. Anything you want to say before I play it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. No sound here.
And I'm not seeing it play, but
Oh, I'm playing it. It's.
I don't know if
I don't hear it though.
Everyone else see it? I see a still image, but I could be.
Somebody tell us in the chat if you're seeing this video.
Oh, now it popped to the end. Now it just popped. It's kind of jumpy, at least for me. I hope everyone else was able to see that. But if you want to drop the link in the chat.
Fred Smith,
Okay, so Did everybody see that? Can anybody answer us in the chat there, you guys? If anybody's watching? I've done that myself. I've made the chat window much bigger than the video window when I'm watching a show. Anybody? Did you see that video? Let me try it again here. I'm just gonna. That's not what I wanted. I really need some
real D&H custom squad. Fred Smith, fitness instructor and pod.
Okay, let's try this again. Chrome tab there and share. Do you see it now on your screen, Lance?
It looks like I see a still image right now. So hit play.
Okay, now I've made it complete full.
Okay.
And this is the edit that I I was like really enthralled by. And I know I've had to do this with other videos that I've shot over the years, and it's always difficult to precisely match two video shots together. And you did a pretty good job here. I was very impressed here.
Yeah, thank you. I saw it a little bit and then it froze, but who knows? Maybe someone with faster speed.
I think it's playing. It really. It's playing again here on my end. Shows paused. Okay, Jaybird is saying it. Okay, shows paused. Okay. Well,
I think if anyone's interested, you can put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I will. It's running again there. All right. Well, wonderful. So, where was that bridge?
And I've done. So that bridge is in Tacoma. It's called there's three names for it. The 11th Avenue Bridge. It's on 11th Avenue. It's the Taylor Bridge, and it's called the Murray-Morgan Bridge, which is the official. And it used to connect downtown Tacoma to northeast Tacoma. Northeast is kind of like on a peninsula. That was the only way to get to northeast Tacoma. Well, and there's 3 or 4 bridges along the way to get to northeast, and they tore one of them down and did not rebuild it because they had to dig it up to get bigger ships in to the canals, and they built a freeway around so you have to go around.
Yeah.
So it's not used very often. I used to drive across that every day, and about 20 years ago, that's when they tore the bridge down. I have to drive around to the freeway and get to work.
So that bridge that you filmed is still in use.
It is still in use.
That one is still in use. Yeah.
Very industrial. So big. I mean, you would not be able to cross that street on a normal day without a light 20 years ago. Now you can sit in the middle of the bridge and wait for a car for 5 minutes before one comes by.
Wow.
So it's not as used as much. So I took a senior shot this last weekend on that bridge. So I just had the boys run out there. I took their shots. We could mill out there for a minute. Car came, we ran to the side. So it's not as used as much.
Keeps you young working with these kids, right? To do these things. I tell you, they are so full of enthusiasm and excitement, and that's really that makes learning and makes teaching such a difference when the students want to learn.
Exactly.
They want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
So much, so good. Well, thank you so much. I know that you've got to drop out here in a little bit, but to get back to school here. But I want to show everybody a little bit here about how for about the next 20 minutes, how I passed the European Union test, and it's not that difficult. And so what what I'd like to, my problem was I had a hard time figuring out everything. I wrote 10 letters to people in Italy using Google Translate because, I'm a ugly American. I don't speak a word of Italian, but I have to tell you, Google Translate can really work well to communicate with people. I have, I've been communicating in Italian with Michel. He's the person who wrote Maven, the alternate app there, and we've had an ongoing conversation for a while here, and I all through Google Translate, and it's worked very well. And so kudos to Google for that. The so in order to get a license in the EU, you got to be 16, and you need to take an exam, and you need to take a training course and an exam, and it works similar to the trust exam. So let me bring up a screen here. You have to pick a country, and the country right now that I picked. Let me see here, and was recommended to pick. Let me do this. Okay, is Luxembourg. And the reason is Luxembourg gives you the training and the exam and issues the license, the certificate. They also call it a certificate, all at no charge. And you can do it as a citizen of the United States without a problem there. So that's the step one. After the show is over here, I'm going to put the links for this in my notes here on the show. But so getting here, you obviously it's the government.lu. That's the Luxembourg's government site. And here's the entrance to this. And the first step is coming up here to where it says open A1/A3 training. There's 3 different types of license, A1, A2, and A3. And A2 is more difficult and requires you to do an in-person exam and show your proficiency on the drone. You have to actually take a practical, so you have to be there to get that. But and that is to get like 107 type permissions, flying closer to people, flying, in more restricted zones, getting permission to fly in more restricted zones. Like we were talking earlier, here the FAA is, drone zone, and the Lance system, are controlling permissions. They have each country has their own system. So anyway, so getting to here, when I click on this here, it's opening up creating an account with it's called learningzone.eurocontrol.com. INT, international. Okay, now many countries use this same learning system and exam system. Some have their own, but they all kind of basically are about the same education. So you have to fill out a form here with all of your information and all of your details here, and then you have to sign in. And of course, I'm not going to do that, And then let me blank this out for a minute here. I'm going to bring up a different screen. After you do that, okay, after you register there, they send you back an email with a different username than the name that you gave them, and it's a combination of your name and some numbers kind of thing. So they don't let you register unless so you're verifying that you received this from email, kind of, so they understand that they have your email back and forth. And so let's see if I can pull up another screen here. I'm going to try this. Excuse me for a second here. Okay. Let's see if I can log in here. Yeah. Now it tells me my username and password is not correct.
Hate that.
Okay. Anyway, let me try to rectify that, but let's share this while you can see what I'm looking at. What happened? Let's do it this way. Entire screen. Okay. I'm going to move Lance over here. So now you guys are seeing my password, and I was logged in with Lastpass here, as you can see, and it says an error occurred. Okay, so sorry, I'm not showing you this part of it. So, but this learning zone here, once you're logged in, okay, it gives you options, and of course, the first option that you want is this A1/A3 course and exam. And now here it's let me in. I don't understand. And this is, of course, this is where you want to go here, the UAS remote pilot category. And then they say here that it takes 120 minutes to take this. It took me about 3.5 hours to do it. So I'm not,
Is it a time test? Is it a time test, or it just gives you a ballpark figure of what you should finish in?
Yeah, it's a ballpark figure. It's not timed. And I was able to take notes while I was taking the training part on things that I thought they would ask questions on. And I don't know if I was cheating, but I took some screenshots when I thought appropriate to take a screenshot of what I was looking at while I was taking the training. And then you go through, and this part I won't be able to show you, but you go through 4 exams. You go through 4 like slideshows where they introduce you to each part of it, and then after the part, then they give you an exam. And I think the first one had 10 questions, and then the next one had 5 questions, and the next section had another 10 or 15 questions, and then the last one had 10 questions. And they give you a score after each section that you do. So I know, I'm 107 and recurrent and all of that. And I got a 85 on the first section, and then I got 100 on the next section, and 90 on the next section, and 94 or something on the last section there. You need a 75 to pass. So it's not, I never felt I was not going to pass, kind of thing. And then from there, and let me see if I can lead you to that. I'm going to, let's see, since I'm sharing the whole screen, you'll see how this works. So my courses, there's the course that I took. Okay. And it's beautifully well explained in English, very well done. And it's very, well laid out. I'm going to say it's maybe better than the FAA does in their exams.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it does.
So it was. I don't know if I click here, if anything will happen. Since don't know if I'm actually signed in or not, but yeah. Well, this is the steps of going through. Welcome to the course. What you need to know about drone regulations, air safety is important, flight procedures, and then an exam, and then you do a questionnaire, and then you end up with a certificate. Okay, kind of thing. The thing with this certificate is once you have the certificate that has this this one, EASA certificate, and this QR code. In the EU, well, I'm moving it the wrong direction there. There. The EU is all about the QR code. So that's, once you have that, you can fly in all 26 countries of the European Union. Now, if the drone is under 250, and this was eye-opening to me, if it does not have a camera, you don't need to register at all. But if your under 250 drone has a camera, you need to register. So that was relatively kind of a shocker for me. So, I was under
Interesting.
the
Yeah.
impression that under 250, you didn't need anything, but you need both. If you have a under 250 drone and it has a camera, you need both the license, the certificate, and you need to register in that country. And now, let me ask this, if you, I'm not sure, but the rules state that you should register your drone in the first country that you're going to fly it in. And in order to register the drone, you need to have both. You need to both register yourself as a UAS pilot operator, and you need to register your drone as a UAS. You need to register both, and they're both registered with the same number. Once you get that, and you're supposed to do that in the first country that you're going to be at. So, since my first country is Italy, I went to do this in Italy. And in Italy, I'm going to type in here, they have a third party company, not the Italy government, but it's dflight.it, that is their authority to grant registration, and they're also like the Aloft in Italy. They do both. They register you and all of that. So I went through the steps here. How much time we got? Oh, we just got a little bit more time here, but I went through the steps here, and let me see here. So if you're looking at this screen here, sign up. You have to register. Here's where you sign up. Associate a UAS. That's your drone. Become an operator. If you have to show your account. You have to create an account and then add to your account yourself as an operator. And this, for a citizen outside of Europe, you have to send them your passport and driver's license, and then you have to buy credits here. They charge you to register, and they have two different levels of registering here. One is the basic, which is €6 a year. Okay, not that much. And the pro version, that is €24 a year. Okay, so and you get different rights with different parts of that. Then,
so advantageous for you then, Bob? What was more advantageous for you, the 6 or the 24? Which one did you choose? Or
I haven't done it yet, because you have to. I'll tell you that in a minute. I'm going to go for the pro, the €24, €24. More about $28 US. Yeah. Just because it gives you more ability, kind of thing. But in order to register, in order to get an account on dflight here, you need to have an Italian tax number, like a social security number. If it's called a code Codice Fiscal. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Okay, but a CF number is what majority of the European Union call their number, and that number is associated with everything in their life. That's the thing. So what you can do is, and I don't know if I have this, I didn't bring this up yet here, but I will put this link also in the notes. I went to the consulate, the Italian consulate, and the United States is divided up into sections. So depending on your state and where you live, you need to find the consulate where that covers your area of the United States, the Italian consulate. It took me an hour and 30 minutes to get somebody on the phone there, and I did. And they directed me correctly to a web page that I was able to download a fill out form, PDF form that I filled out. And then I had to take a photograph of my passport and my driver's license and have the form and the passport and the driver's license. And I had to upload all of that to them, to a particular email address at your consulate. My consulate, because I'm in Nevada, is in Los Angeles. And you, like I said, you need to go on to the Italian government's consulate of Italian consulate, and then you can find which one is for your state. And then there will be an email address. There's a person there at that consulate that handles financial things like issuing an American a code. And so it took a day, and they got back to me with, here's my code, here's my Italian tax number. Now, in order to register, first of all, you need the tax number, but you also need insurance. And I've checked with multiple insurance agencies that work through the EU. You need about $1 million. It's like 893,000 euros of liability insurance, just under $1 million of liability insurance in case the drone falls on somebody or ruins something. But you cannot register in the EU without insurance. And they won't sell you insurance unless it's within 30 days of the time you want to start the policy. I did find agencies that were selling policies. I can buy a policy for a month, or you can actually buy a policy for a day, but it has to be done within 30 days of when you want it active. So I have to wait for 30 days before I leave. I'm leaving on July 1st. And so I have to wait till then to buy the insurance. Then I can register here on D-Flight. And then after I pay them their 6 or 24 euros, it says, in order to subscribe as a producer and activate QR codes for your UAS, use the credits you bought from our store, go to your account and subscribe. Then they give you a QR code that you need to both keep with you and make a copy of and tape it onto your drone. That's what I found out so far about flying a drone in Italy. I'm, I have I'm going to continue, and I will post all of the process as I continue to get the insurance, which the insurance was really a couple of places I found it was like $4 or $5 a day. It was not huge amount of money, and you can technically buy it by the day. So that might be good. But once you have the license and the registration and the insurance, you can fly in all of the European Union, and they all have the same drone laws as of January 1st, 2022. They now have standardized on drone laws through the entire 26 nations of the European Union. So that's my story.
So basically, if you live in Europe, you've got to take the same, you got to jump through these same hoops
Yes.
you did, not just because you're an American, you had to do this, but everyone that flies legally has to do that.
Yes. The extra hoop, I mean, the tax number you get when you're born in Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it's like a social security number here. It's
Sure.
you get that number, immediately, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
but it's easy to do. I mean, it just took time to find out how to do it. If you're going to Europe, I know Captain Ray, you told me you're going to go to Ireland here coming up next year. Ireland is the EU, or the UK is not part of the EU, and they have a different system. It's all very similar to this system, but you have to register in the UK if you're going to fly in the UK. And I know we probably have most UK, we have a lot of UK viewers on Old Farts here. So I would be thrilled to have one of you come on and tell us how to legally fly in the UK. That would be a great show. I would be very open to do that. So, all right. I know you've got to get back to school here, Lance. So let me shut this down here. Let's stop sharing here. I want to give you the floor here, and so thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for inviting me, and I was very interested in that. I'm, like I said, I'm going to head to Italy here, and you've done a lot of the hard work, so I'm looking forward to just kind of riding your coattails there. How long are you going for?
We're going to be there for a little more than a month, a few days more than a month. We'll be back like August 3rd or 4th or something like that,
Awesome.
But we're flying to Rome. We're renting a car. We're driving all through northern Italy. My wife has the idea that she's looking for a place to buy and retire. And then we're coming back to Rome, and we're meeting 24 people who are all going on a cruise. My wife is a cruise travel agent, and so she's got this group going. So we're taking them all to Florence for a one-day tourist thing through Florence. And then we're coming back to Rome. We're getting on a cruise ship for 12 days that's going around Italy to Greece and to Turkey and back. And we're going to have a great time and fly home.
Awesome. Sounds great. So, hey, so if anyone wants to see any of my other waypoints, I kind of got into waypoints a little bit. So just, where's my name? Right there.
Yes.
Just look me up. Just look me up on YouTube, and you can see some of my waypoints. I've done a real quick, and then I'll shut up.
Take your time.
I've got an elementary school that was torn down in took 9 days to tear it down, and I flew every day, and I showed the demo from day 1 to day 9 of it being completely wiped out. And now I'm flying once a week to see that, not once a week, once a month, because now the slow process of rebuilding the elementary school, and I'm doing that. So at the end, I'll have a tear down and then a rebuild of the entire school. And that started in January. So I've only flown like three times since then to show kind of the rebuild. Again, it's a real slow process on that piece, but it might pick up as they start to throw the walls up and stuff. But anyway.
Yeah. I just put Lance's channel link in the chat. Okay. So his channel is in the chat right there. And so please go there. Please subscribe. We're at about the same number. I think I hit 340 or 350 here. And we're at about the same place. If you're watching this, please subscribe to this channel, to Old Farts with Drones. I need subscribers here. We really want to get to the 1,000 mark and keep this channel growing and keep Old Farts communicating with each other all over the internet. Okay, so please subscribe. That's my beg. And
well, Bob,
right.
You do a great job. You do a great job. And I think the Old Farts on the Facebook page is probably one of the best. It's the one that I go to often. And good job. So
thanks, Lance. Thank you very much. And thank you everybody for being here. I'll see you in 2 weeks. We will have another show. I'm liking this every other week schedule, and it gives me time to do a few other things. And as most of you know, I'm still a working graphic artist, so I'm staying busy. So good night. See you all.